What up, yo?
A ghost.
A gaste.
A gaste indeed. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Power Up Podcast. How you guys doing? It is Monday, right? I'm sure everyone wished it was the weekend again, or was still the weekend. But it is Monday, but that doesn't mean we can start the week out strong. What's up, Todd? How's it going? But yes, looked around, saw some interesting news from the past couple days to current that caught my eye. I figured, let's look into them. So one of them, so we all know Stellar Blade's like going insane right now for the censorship, but yet I'm seeing, at least the people that I follow, they're playing it. Looks really good. Looks dope. But as we all know, Stellar Blade is on the topic of censorship because Shift Up claimed that they would provide everything. How's my toe? Oh, my toe is fine. It's weird, but right now it's fine. I didn't jam it or anything, so we're good this time around. But Stellar Blade is being obviously the main discussion and kind of like a shining beacon with censorship. But I found something that may have gone under the radar a little bit, but it involved. It does involve the the whole idea of modding and stuff like that. And this article, I want to share it with you. I haven't read it yet, but it definitely caught my eye. So apparently, another company, specifically 2K, I guess, says this comes from Video Game Chronicle. We've heard your voices. 2K unbans popular WWE 2024 modder. What's the status following backlash? So as you can see, I've talked about in other shows and whatnot that we're at a point where it seems that if we want a game to be as uncensored as possible, untouched and untainted, modding is kind of becoming the way to go. Because there's going to be people out there who are passionate enough that will dive into the coding and figure out a way to uncensor, delocalize, de-Western localize, excuse me, oh my gosh, or just do ROM hacking to give us games that never made it over the seas. And so here we go. So apparently free status trended in the US and the UK following the ban. But even though this is like, I do love me my wrestling games. I loved NWO, WCW, or WCW NWO Revenge, like back for the Nintendo 64, WrestleMania 2000. What was it? No Mercy. Like those games were awesome. I loved those games. Those games were dope. So, and I did kind of watch wrestling growing up as well. Definitely watched WCW, the big Monday night feuds, you know, Nitro and Raw and the Attitude Days. So I do like my wrestling. I haven't kept up with it. I think the last wrestling game I played was like 20. I think I have it still on like my PS3 or PS4, but it's like 20, like 2K. I don't know. I don't even remember, like 18 or something like that. But 2K and WWE Games have unbanned What's the Status, a popular modder who was indefinitely restricted from the online portion of WWE 20K24 last week. And this is the stuff that I kind of warned. I mean, a lot of people warned about it. I brought it up as well as many other people of this idea of everything becoming digital can potentially one make it to where if the companies find out your ideology or who you support or blah 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 blah, then if everything you own is digital and you don't really own the game, they can just pull the digital plug and say you are no longer accessed to the online portion or this game or updates or what have you. And look right here. This is a prime example. I purchased Stellar Blade and I didn't see any censorship. You're gonna have to probably dive in pretty deep to find where the censorship is. They toned down the gore. They like patched up clothing and stuff like that to not reveal as much cleavage and stuff like that. You're gonna have to like really look into it and stuff. But as reported by VGC, status was banned for quote violating or violation of terms, according to a statement from 2K. And I think this was a couple days ago. Like 2 days ago. So still fairly new. Mods which negatively impact the game experience for other players violate our terms. Our primary concern is a positive WWE 2K24 experience for all players, a spokesman of 2K told VGC at the time. Dude, video game companies, shut the hell up, make a good game, and stop with this retarded positive experience for all gamers. You cannot police people online. It is impossible. There are always going to be people out there who will figure out a way to get around it, who will not change their ways, and you're going to have to deal with it. This isn't a new concept. This was done back in the days, the 90s, the early 2000s. You know, when your Xbox 360 and PS3 were going online and stuff. We dealt with this all the time. If you cannot handle it, leave. Leave. And if you're a parent and your kids are hearing stuff and they're coming to you and saying this stuff, that's the parent's problem. A video game company's responsibility is to make a game, release it, hope that you get your money back, patch it up, make it entertaining, and shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so tired of this stupid, this throwing these words negative and positive, and they have become such buzzwords. It's getting so annoying. So absolutely annoying. And now they're trying to do this with the violation of terms because modding creates a negative experience. Now, obviously, if you're talking about modding to where you can program something to where you're getting headshots all the time, if you're like playing a FPS and you're just, slaying people left and right and getting them headshots in, I can understand, but that's cheating. But if you're talking about someone who's gone into the coding and has done something to where it allows you to do something that a lot of people talk about and you're not listening to them, like, go fuck yourself. Who cares? Status is known for uploading modded content as well as content typically inaccessible by players. See, there you go. Now, following a backlash that saw free status trend in multiple countries, 2K has lifted a ban. So as you can see here, he's apparently have met with WWE Games on how my mods can impact the game. We've come to an agreement, and a fair one at that. Yeah, we'll see. Thank you guys for the support. Thanks to all of you. My ban has been lifted. I'm free. So obviously that kind of, for me, it pops up a lot of different questions and stuff like that. But the good thing out of this is that another company is actually listening. Two fans. And just like with Aspire with Tomb Raider, hopefully with Stellar Blade, and now apparently WWE. So a post from the WWE Games Reddit account Followed, writing, "We've heard your voices and wanted to let you know we've met with status and had a productive discussion touching on stability concerns and performance issues related to some popular mods." But doesn't this sound very contradicting? So according to this, they met because there was stability concerns and performance issues. But then up here, you're going on about how mods which create a negative impact of the gaming experience violates our terms. See, that's the other thing too. Obviously, I mean, I've done it too. No one really reads the whole terms and policies and stuff like that. But they shove this sort of open-ended wording in there just for the specific reason so that they legitimately actually don't need to give you a reason. They can just ban you for whatever you want. And that's, again, that ties in with the whole, do I actually own the game or not? And, if we don't own it, then it gives the companies the ability to just pull the plug on whoever if they just don't like them and something like that. So as a result of this discourse, we are lifting Status's bond effective immediately, working on him to bring back some of his content that doesn't cause stability issues, and moving forward with him towards a common understanding. You know how you would understand what the fans want is if you actually catered to the fans. Thought in the USA, almost all people are brainwashed with this nonsense about positive experience for all in uh, inclusivity. It's an interesting subject matter. You're going to have the people on the left who believe that equality means equity, which are two totally different things. Equality means you have equality to anybody means you're equal in the terms that you have all the God-given rights that God has given you. You have the ability to go out and do whatever you want to do with your life in terms of like, getting a job or something like that. And even jobs, have like you can't be discriminated against your sex, your religion, your ethnicity, and all that stuff. But then these retard wokest left have come in and they completely all they're doing is just rechanging the definition to where it benefits them and hurts everybody else to where they can't, they can bash whoever they want. They can crush you socially and cancel you without like actually doing damage, because we all know that if they knew they could get away with the repercussions, they would just be, I mean, we've seen it already, like all the violence breaking out and stuff like that, which is hilarious because if it's a prime example of poking the bear so much and then getting mad when the bear wakes up and mauls your face off because you poked it enough times and going, why? And then weeping and crying that you're in the hospital with, looking like the guy from Hannibal whose face got ripped off. That guy. That's what it is. It's the definitions keep getting changed. What's up, Cashmash? Equality and equity have only one similarity. They start with EQU, and that makes them stupid. EQU, yeah. But anyway, it is unknown what agreement was reached between both parties, as it's likely that some of Status's most popular mods won't return to the game. One of Status's largest and most popular mods was that he uploaded every female wrestler in the game. However, these versions of the characters could fight male wrestlers, something not possible in the base game. While WWE has featured a few moments of intergender wrestling in recent years, it's largely against the WWE's brand guidelines. Yeah, women fight women, men fight men, and that's it, because that's reality. Yeah. See, if if this is stating that that mod has been discontinued and unavailable, then it's all about their image being hurt. We don't we want to keep that. It's like it's a video game. Who the hell cares? Like, who cares? It is so retarded. Well, WWE has featured a few moments of it. Oh, I already read that. When asked about the likelihood that 2K will have had to maintain the standards of their licensed partner in WWE, specifically regarding intergender wrestling status, asked for the same treatment as everyone else. I was banned with no warning and no confirmation on what caused it, so it could be anything. Exactly what I talked about. That's the thing we need to take away out of this. That even though he got reinstated and that they're actually listening to people to be like, this is bullshit, bring him back, sort of thing. This is what they do. No warning, no confirmation, done. Like that. Snap of the fingers, gone. I wasn't the first nor the only one to upload intergender content, but I get the hit and everyone else gets away with it. Yep. There it is, right there. So they clearly had an issue with, and the whole idea of, well, we keep women fighters and male fighters separate. It's like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? Like, if I want to see, I'm not familiar with any of the female characters or female wrestlers nowadays. It's like, if I want to see, so and so beat up like Kevin Nash or something like that. If I want to see Trish Stratus beat up Kevin Nash, then we're gonna do it. In fact, the old Nintendo 64 games, you could play as China, and you could play as those female characters. You want to know what one of China's moves was when you got back up? You could always hold I think you held R, and then you would slowly get up and you could stay there. And then if you hit an action, you could, as you're coming up, retaliate with like a punch or a kick or something like that, or a tackle. You want to know what China did, or actually Stephanie McMahon as well in those games? She punched you in the groin. So don't give me this idea of like, oh, we've always kept them separate. Bullshit. Not in the old school. What is it? AQ or TQ man. Wasn't an issue then. Why is it an issue now? But the point I wanted to bring up this article here was that the 2K actually listened to people, and they checked it out and they brought the dude back. They unbanned him. And again, we're seeing that Aspire did the same thing. Again, the question is, did they the purpose behind it? And what I mean by that is Aspire, for example. Aspire said they're not going to touch anything. They put up a retarded disclaimer saying, well, Crystal Dynamics did. Crystal Dynamics put up a disclaimer saying we're against the stereotypes of what happens in these games and stuff like that. And everyone's like, yeah, like, go fist yourself. No one cares because you're catering to a bunch of idiots. Then later on, someone noticed, hey, those risque pictures in one of the missions are gone. What's that all about? You guys said you wouldn't touch anything, and then Aspire's like, oh, like we gotta fix this. We'll fix this. And it's like, were you hoping? Was this intentional? Because they said it was as they were updating it, it pretty much accidentally got removed. And they're like, oh yeah, it was unintentionally removed. Was it really? Was it really? Because right now, all the studios that we're seeing, they're doing this with open arms and giggling and laughing because they think they can get away with it. So here we go. This is good news. This is good news that companies are starting to wake up and developers are starting to listen and realize that they're listening to the wrong people. I signed the Free Stellar Blade petition. The number of votes are still going up. Yep. I'm still on the band camp of shift up, even with the creator saying this is how we intentionally did it. I call bullshit. You put way too much into that demo to look good, to then haphazardly slap on a patched version to censor some clothing and stuff. I don't believe that. It means they're getting scared. Yeah, good. They should be scared because the concept is so simple. You make a good game. Whatever ideology is inside the story of said game, fine. You don't bring any bullshit Western localization into it, and you sell it. And that's it. And if you don't make your money back, it sucks. You failed. Go ahead and do that with all this woke stuff that you're inserting into there and see if it sells well. My guess is that that doesn't sell well. My guess doesn't do it. They tried to do it with Last of Us Part 2. Kuckerman put his story on the altar of wokeism. It got leaked. Everyone bashed it. So then they responded by bashing to Ghost of Tsushima and downplayed and call it whitewashing and all that stuff when that famous what is it? Not the flute, but like the musical instrument guy at the award ceremony was a white guy who was trained under the Japanese master of that instrument and like literally is certified by him saying, yeah, this guy's legit. I taught him. They conveniently leave that part out. And then they sold all, yeah. I think a lot of it sold well before those leaks came out because I remember because I actually pre-ordered Last of Us Part 2. I was like, I liked the first one. And I didn't read into any of the Part 2 and stuff. I went in there blind. I pre-ordered it way back. I'm like, hopefully it'll be good. And then all the bullshit happened. I was like, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and play it anyway. It was hot garbage. Did I sell it? I think I returned it. It was still under warranty to get my money back, so I returned it. You knew that Aspire was lying. See, I don't know. I feel like Crystal Dynamics did something personally, but I don't know if there's any new news about it. But yeah, it was very sus with Aspire pulling that crap. I'm positive Sony told them to say that so they can pin the blame on Shift Up. Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. I am convinced with Stellar Blade that this is all Sony's doing. And there's something probably in the contract and stuff where they have to it's like the Ghostbusters 2006 movie when that was coming out. Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson were all, they hyped it up. Why? Because they had to hype it up. And then the new Ghostbusters Afterlife and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, they never talked about 2006 again. Except saying, yeah, it wasn't. Except Dan Aykroyd straight up saying, yeah, it wasn't. We didn't like it. Like it wasn't it wasn't Ghostbusters. There you go. What happens in Hollywood? Same thing in video games. Alrighty. Next on the list. This is getting insane. VTubing. Apparently there are VTuber bars opening in Japan. Now it's Japan. It's the old cliche of it's Japan. I'm not surprised. But this is getting absolutely insane with the disconnect of reality. So VTuber bars are opening in Japan. A new type of bar is opening in Japan where patrons can buy a drink and chit chat with VTubers thanks to a screen built in to the wall. The new bar is reminiscent of Japanese hostess host clubs where patrons come to buy drinks and enjoy the company of women and men, although the company has compared them more to, quote, con cafes. And you can check out the inside of the Ekebukuro store below. Here it is. So actually, I mean, I
ここは VTuber と一緒にお酒が飲めるお店です。じゃあ一緒に飲みましょう。はい、ぜひ。
insane. I don't know. The VTuber bar doesn't sound too bad. I don't care what you do, but the disconnect is just going further away. Now, I personally think this is all part of the end times with scripture and stuff like that. This is all going to just be one big thing that can unite the world together for the Antichrist to come. And that is in terms of the digital aspect of it. I'm not saying like specifically VTubing, but AI and stuff like that is kind of what I'm getting at. If anything, like the scripture talks about a world currency, one world currency, and if you're not part of that currency, you can't do anything. Here you go. Getting close to it. Not super close, but we're getting there. The disconnect. So VTubers, broadly speaking, are streamers who use a virtual model to represent themselves. And I'm curious too, like, are there like actual VTubers literally just sit there waiting for someone to sit in front of them and then they can respond? I have a sneaking suspicion that they'll probably utilize AI with this. I don't what is it? With just the little I know about VTubing, like if they have a good contract or something, they make some insane bank. So you would have to pay a good chunk of change to get popular VTubers to just sit there. But I don't know. In recent years, these models have grown increasingly complex and expressive, allowing for a more immersive fan interaction. Companies such as HoloLive have taken things a step further in using VTubing technology to allow their streamers to be virtual idols, complete with full body tracking, choreography, and voice training in order to, quote, or I guess that's a link, perform in concerts. I'm assuming my question is, how do the avatars serve the drink? See, that's the thing. I don't think. Well, I was reading one thing. There was another article I was thinking about reading or looking into and sharing with you guys. It was with Roblox, and like Roblox is you can now Roblox in the video game, you can buy physical things like through Walmart and have it get shipped to you in game. Dude, the virtual reality stuff that's coming out, the people with the goggles and that you see doing, why would you disconnect? Again, everyone wants to disconnect from reality. Now, granted, what's funny is that scripture wise, I mean, reality as we know it is actually a simulation as well, because we don't know, like, once we're beyond this world, we can see what it was truly like. So that's the irony of everything, but this is a false reality in terms of like VR and stuff like that. Okay, now that is stupid. The Roblox. Yeah, insane. That was kind of interesting, but I was like, I don't care about Roblox enough. I'm intrigued, but not that intrigued. These new VTuber bars opening in Osaka and Tokyo take things even further, giving patrons a more intimate experience with VTubers. While technology will allow fans to have close, contact with their virtual idols. How can you say that's close contact when they're not real? That's not close contact. Close contact would be like them actually sitting in front of me, like the person. Look, I get it. I was actually thinking about doing a little bit of VTubing too. I would want to do like a pigeon VTubing and be like Pigeon from Mike Tyson Mysteries, or I had another one that would be like as do the most minimal VTubing possible. I might have to look into that. To be Legal Mindset has been looking into like VTubing and stuff because he's talking about what the Ninja-san or whatever it's called. And I think he even talked about HoloLives and stuff, but he's been talking about that stuff. That's crazy. Actually, one of my friends, she likes the HoloLive stuff too. Well, technology. Some have been critical about how VTubers and idol culture in general may encourage parasocial relationship. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. I hate to say this, but it's true. Because if you're watching a HoloLive person and they have like 3,000 plus viewers, and you're sitting there thinking she's talking to me, she's talking directly to me, and you didn't like send us like a super chat or something like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure they keep up with their fans because that's part of their contract. But at the end of the day, when everything shuts off, they're not thinking about you, man. This is very dangerous. Very dangerous in terms of that. Do I think it's like evil or anything like that? No. Mostly because I really don't care. But like it's a dangerous. It's getting dangerous in terms of exactly what Niche Gamer is pointing out is the parasocial relationships where now people will think a relation. It's like the weirdos who get super obsessed with voice actors and they think that their friends are talking with whoever they played and that's not them. That disconnect. But that just goes down an entire rabbit hole too, because now you're talking about anime. There's a lot of people in there who have autism or this and that and whatnot, so it's already hard for them to connect socially, so adding this on top of it, I mean, some people could probably try to make the argument of because it's not really real, they feel more comfortable, but you're not really solving the problem. You're masking it. You're band-aiding it, This is just crazy. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about this, but I just thought it was insane that it's getting to the point where now people are installing screens to allow VTubing models to show up, to talk to you. And you want to know what's funny too? If you're at these cafes and you're drinking alcohol, you're drinking alone. Reminds me of that Norm Macdonald joke. My uncle finally got his alcoholism under control. He says, I only drink now when I'm alone. That's not good. That's not good at all. I should do the YouTube or VTubing thing. I was going to say the YouTubing. I am trying to. I should do the VTubing thing. There is one that I do want to see if I can find like one of the rigs and stuff. Cause like I said, mine would be so not terrible, but purposely made to be the most non-interactive thing possible. Because all of this is about interacting with people. So I think it'd be funny to do the exact opposite. So I have an idea. I might look into it and maybe like do a game stream one day and just have it set up and see what's up. But yeah, this one. This was news from Niche Gamer like today. So interesting stuff. And as you can see it on X there. So crazy stuff. Take this time to remind everyone, if you're enjoying the show, make sure to like and subscribe. We are on Rumble. Got 4 people over there. We got 3 people on YouTube. I'm streaming on X right now. So just make sure to give that a like, subscribe, and follow to help support the show, help push that algorithm. And if you want to go beyond that, maybe consider checking out those membership and subscription tiers. Been watching Legal Mindset stream, and he's really cool. I've talked to him a couple times. I still want him to come on the show. I'll have to revisit that topic with him again. Alrighty. So I have two things. One's rather more recent than the other one, but I think I missed this. And that is with the Silent Hill 2 remake. Now, I knew about it was coming about. And one of this, I didn't catch the update on this, but from Video Game Chronicle, Silent Hill 2 remake may be changing its protagonist's face following fan feedback. So this was early. Well, it's the 22nd, so 7 days ago. Not, I guess it's only a week old. But apparently people are saying, yeah, the little trailer you guys gave with what James looks like looks old. Guy's supposed to be rather young. Having him come on your show will be difficult considering he's constantly abroad. Well, he lives over there. We could make it work out. So the upcoming Silent Hill 2 remake may have given its protagonist a makeover to make him look younger. When the game was officially announced back in October of 2022, it was accompanied by the first trailer showing protagonist James Sunderland as he arrives at Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his dead wife asking him to return. However, some fans of the series pointed out that James looked older than he did in the original version of Silent Hill 2, where the character was supposed to be 29 years old. Yep. Very true. Very true. Oh my gosh. I should at least have some whiskey with me because then it would excuse the terrible talking, the stuttering. But I'm not stuttering, Craig. However, some fans of the series pointed out that James looked older than he did. Oh, wait, I literally read that. It was later confirmed in a January 2023 interview with IGN Boo that James had indeed been made older, with producer Motoi Okamoto saying the team, quote, decided to raise James' age in the game a bit. Why? According to Okamoto, it was decided to depict a James who had to suffer through more in his life as an adult, and that making him older would also let fans of the original, who are now 20 years older than they were, relate to him better. I understand the concept, but terrible idea. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. The people who were playing it back then, like me, for example, I don't need the character to be aged up with me. I don't need that. You don't need to make them older, for heaven's sakes. It's good that they're catering to like the fans, the actual fans. But the actual fans will not care if it was literally just you just remade the graphics and that's it. Obviously, well, the HD remastered I heard is buggy and garbage, and the voice acting is pretty bad. But then again, the original's corny too. But it's that charming early 2000s corniness. It would appear, though, that this decision may have been reversed, with a new screenshot appearing in the game's Steam backend as tracked by SteamDB. This new image appears to show James with a new, younger-looking face. X-User Rhino put together a comparison image showing the new image at the top, the 2022 trailer in the middle, and the original game on the bottom. So here it is, right here. Will you guys see that if I blow that up? Let me see. Boop. All right, you're not seeing it on my end here. Give me a second, because I should have downloaded this. Let's see, where did I put it? Here we go. Boop. Oh wait, that's not the one. Damn it. Here it is. There you go. Ta-da! All right, so there's the new one that apparently they touched up. There is the one from the trailer. And then there is your OG original one. Whoop. So yeah, some reason he looks pretty fat in this one. His face. Yeah, I mean, I like how they're doing with this. I don't mind the stubbleness. But yeah, if he's supposed to be like 29, then coming 30, then yeah, this is more accurate. Uh-oh, did I close that? Wait a minute. Oh, poop. Hold on. I accidentally closed that article. Doop. Bam. Got it. No. What? Well, that's the same one. I think I clicked into this. Here we go. Got it. Sorry. Well, bam. All right, we're back. Probably, yeah. I figured the article was almost done. Silent Hill 2 Remake has been the subject of much debate since its announcement, and a secondary trailer in January 2024, which focused on combat and did nothing to quell it. I don't think I saw the combat one. I'll have to watch the trailer. The second trailer proved divisive and currently only has a 51% like versus dislike on YouTube. Ooh. Oof. That's not good. Following month, he said the trailer does not so the Blooper Team president Piotr Babino said the trailer does not reflect the spirit of the game, saying the marketing sides of things were Konami's responsibility. Oh, so he's just shifting the blame over to Konami now. It's not the spirit. It's all good. Todd, thanks for swinging by. Fortunately, Okamoto made Silent Hill short message, and from what I heard, he's the kind of guy that wants to connect with the new gen when he doesn't understand them. Is that stupid one that was like PT, where it was all about like social insults or whatever, social bullying or some garbage? The combat trailer was just like The Last of Us. I'll still watch it anyway. So it's not the spirit of either what it used to be or what we are creating now. We are trying to fully reflect this romantic vision of the game, which debuted 22 years ago. We think that when players see the real game, play the real game, they will judge it in a completely different way. What are you doing then? Like, why are you taking so long to figure out what you want the gameplay to be? Like, why even announce it? Again, it's like Stellar Blade. When they're showing stuff, they're claiming that this is what the game's going to be, and then last minute say, well, this version that we just patched, that's our true intention. What's up, Komanga? Disney and Congress are a pain in the ass. Yes, we haven't gotten there yet, but that's going to be the main topic before we sign off for tonight. So that's the Silent Hill one, which ties into another article that apparently Blooper Studios are pretty confident that they're confident in the game. So as part of the studio's annual report, the team claimed that it is, quote, very confident about the final results. And this is translated. We didn't hide it internally or externally. This is the most important test of our actions, the report continued. It has been the subject of much debate since its announcement. A second trailer, which we just read, which focused on combat, did nothing to quell it. The second trailer, okay. Wait a minute. Did they really just like recycle the first information from the article into this one? They did. This is literally a one-for-one statement, except they just added that they're very confident that the game is going well. Well, Video Game Chronicles, or Chronicle, I think there's no S on there. I think I confirmed that last time. It's just Chronicle. What are you doing? This is a terrible padding. You just slapped on. They're very confident with the game. Screenshot of the game that was recently. Yeah, they've literally. Oh my gosh. What? Dude, that's cheap. Okay. This was released literally yesterday, this little article at 1:29 p.m. And then the one I read not too long ago was the 22nd. You should have just said this is a constant updated article. Kind of gay, not gonna lie, but whatever. Apparently they're confident in the game. Yeah, confident to hurt this beloved main character in game. PT was made by Kojima. Short Message was what came out this past January. Yeah, but wasn't Short Message that stupid? This girl is bullied, and so it haunts her or something like that. All right, well, that was a rather short one. But we'll go ahead and we'll pull up the main one, which kind of ties into what we talked about earlier with modding, the censorship of Stellar Blade, and all that stuff. And that is Disney is high-fiving with Congress to crack down on that piracy. This is from Bounding into Comics. And of course, I had to talk about this one because I love the picture that they used to draw me in because I'm a sucker for that. Well, bam! We got Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, baby. Oh, yeah.
Please do not undercut me in front of the child.
I love it. Short Message was about the Minecraft yourself element. Bunch of pussies, man. I grew up in the COD days. I was in those COD lobbies saying just as vulgar stuff as I do now because nothing's really changed because I still think it's funny. Like, these people are pussies. Oh my gosh. If you can't handle it, leave. Hate to say it, but COD, the old school COD lobbies, they built tough skin. They built you to have tough skin. That you can easily just fire it back and just giggle and laugh at everything because you're either going to get people who are going to bullshit right back at you, and in the end you realize, oh, they don't really care, they're just doing it, or they're going to get legitimately mad at you and you laugh at them because it's like, well, you're talking all this smack and then I clap back and now you're all butthurt about it. Speaking of butthurt, guys see that tweet about Steve Bloom apparently now learning that butthurt is offensive to, like, is a homophobic allegory or something like that. Oh my gosh, dude, just stick to voice acting, dude. That one was funny. You should have the Carl clip where he talks about, we're both in America. This used to be a great country until it started letting people like you do whatever you want. You see this? You see these bars, Carl? See this line here? Line of death. You cross it, and your freedoms no longer exist. Ah, Carl, see, you found yourself a little prop gun there for yourself. No, it's not a prop gun. It's a shotgun. They use it, for death. Oh man, I could quote Aqua Teen all day. But anyway, Disney and other studios with streaming platforms work with Congress to crack down on piracy, arousing free speech concerns and ignoring the real problem. Dude, look at that. That is the face of a real American right there. Dude, my current driver's license, I straight up look like Carl. Oh, because I didn't cut my hair. And I was like super thinning, like right here. And like I just regrew my beard. So like the lighting was terrible. Had the mustache, the thinning right here. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. If I wanted to change that picture, I would have to go in to the DMV and like retake it. So I'll live with it. But dude, it is terrible. But I'll just say I'm Kara Brutana-Nanaluski. This might come as a shock, But Hollywood doesn't like it when you watch their stuff without permission. What? Since the practice is illegal, the law, I like how they capitalized law, the law is on their side and they have a valid grievance. However, while all appears airtight given that fact of life, there are broader implications. Well, I constantly get told from the video game industry that I don't really own any of my digital stuff. So if I'm illegally downloading stuff, or if I don't legally own digital copies, then I'm not illegally downloading anything wrong. Apparently it just floats out there. So Disney primarily, and even conglomerate, and every conglomerate with a streaming service are towing the line of those implications that involves free speech by dragging Congress into the fray. Oh, they didn't. They dragged them in. The two institutions are working together to draft another bill to combat yo-hoing and sailing the seven seas. The Motion Picture Association, fuck them, in tandem with members of Congress, want to pass, quote, judicial site blocking legislation to stem the tide of illegal streaming that's seen a sharp increase in the last year. Not so coincidentally, streaming subscriptions have fallen in the same period. They're fallen because you're spewing out garbage, and so they're resorting to piracy. And again, this is a lie. This is the lie that they don't want to tell you, is that people who download videos, who pirate, who go to the streaming sites, they are more likely to buy the authentic product because they saw it and they realized, hey, I want to give money to this, or they don't want to give money to this. Literally the same thing like watching a trailer. You watch a trailer, you're going to go see that movie? No, but we all know how they're doing it now. Trailers nowadays are showing literally the ending or the best parts of the movie just to get you in, just to hopefully that you'll come in and they'll make money back from all their advertisement. It's literally like, it's like the worst. You want to know what the worst trailer I thought, and I probably still think to this day? Quarantine. That movie where all those people get quarantined in the building. They straight up show the ending in the trailer. So you're expecting the movie to be all like that, but it was literally like the last couple seconds of the movie. I didn't see it in theaters, thank goodness, and I would have been salty if I did. I know you say separate art from artists, and I agree with that statement. Unfortunately, I will label Steve Bloom as, quote, lower than dirt. I mean, you can think whatever you want. Don't follow your heroes. Ever since Trump became president, they all got Trump deranged syndrome. He just brought everything to light of what was slowly infesting in the background. And plus, they had control of Twitter at the time, too, so they could get away with anything. Piracy has a host of consequences the MPA is worried about. In the U.S. alone, its piracy steals hundreds of thousands of jobs from workers and tens of billions of dollars from our company, including more than $1 billion in theatrical ticket sales, said organizer, chairman, and CEO Charles Rifkin at CinemaCon via Quartz. There's a CinemaCon? And all the head honchos just go there and probably stroke off their own ego. For me, it took until 2020 to figure that out about Trump. Figure what out about Trump? So here's a video. I'm not going to watch it because I could care less. Oh, is that Bob? Oh, no, that's just a related thing. This might be the actual guy. So Rivkin's stated goal is to allow, quote, films, television, music, and book publishers to request in court that internet providers block websites that share illegal or stolen content, says Quartz. Sounds good, but not everybody is... Dude, they're just going to slap on a VPN. Oh, my gosh. This is what I hate about Republicans just as well as Democrats. I don't know if this guy... I mean, he's probably a Democrat, but if he's a Republican or if they're a mixture of stuff, this is what I hate about them. The Democrats against piracy and stuff, are pissed off because they're not making money. So they're greedy and they want to make sure that you're not allowed to pirate and all that stuff and hide behind like, oh, it's about, blah, 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 blah. So they'll try to dictate how the internet is and whatnot. Then you have the boomers and the rhinos over on the Republic side who refuse to understand about technology. So they just go ahead and said like, well, I'll just believe of what you're talking about. That's why you need to get people who actually know technology and like understand the internet and stuff like that to be on your side, so that when the libtards are smacking their gums talking about what it should be, that they could clap back and go, no, you're a bunch of bullshit liars. This is how it actually is, sort of thing. That's what we need. That he was right. Oh, okay. But I mean, in the end, the truth is that they're all in the same blood orgy together. That's the thing. They're all doing their cultural rituals and crap like that because, the power behind the scenes doesn't care in the end. And they'll just play it. They'll do the same thing. Democrats, they're like, yeah, we'll continue to be the good guy in the social status, and the Republicans are like, okay, yeah, and we'll, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and we'll go ahead and continue to be the bad guy, sort of thing. They're all in on it. Too many old people, exactly. Shorten those terms. Once they're done, thrust them back out into normal society, without bodyguards, by the way. You should be reverted back to 100% civil, normal citizen. And you can deal with the many people that you pissed off. You can deal with that. Anyway. So the MPA tried to push legislation in 2012 called the Stop Online Piracy Act that failed because it feared the law would have a negative slippery slope effect on the free speech of internet users. Even Google and Wikipedia were against it, noted Quartz. With today's announcements, the MPA had made its intention crystal clear. It wants to give itself and its member the power to force any internet infrastructure provider up to and including the broadband providers that service your home to cut off access to website on their say-so alone. Dude, what? This is what's happening with the digital world that we're all going. This is why you have physical media, so that you can say, I own this. And as far as I'm concerned, if you make a digital copy of your stuff, because they'll say this, so like, even if you own the game and you make a copy, that's technically falls into the gray area. No, go fuck yourself. It's my game. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. If I want to copy it 1,000,000 fucking times, I will copy it 1,000,000 fucking times. Free helicopter rides. If I could go back in time, I'd have that enforced. No long terms. And I was kind of thinking about this with the video game industry too, of how we can separate the weeds that are infesting the AAA studios and support studios that actually care, but not give money to like Sony or whoever and whatnot. And really, the unfortunate thing, the unfortunate thing is that if you want a physical copy of it, you're probably going to have to go through like eBay or something, or if they have like the developers have like a specific website to where any funds of the game being sold goes towards them. The only other option would be to pirate it, but that's giving both middle finger to Sony and the developers and stuff. But what if you have a developer that truly cared about the team, but they're just being hindered by like Sony or whoever, kind of like Shift Up? How do you support Shift Up without supporting Sony? How do you get the game, but make sure the money goes towards Shift Up and not Sony? That's the real question. I was thinking about that, and I was like, is like third party like buying the only way to go? Because your money is going towards the seller. Sony and whoever aren't making money off of it anymore. If anything, they made money off of the person who got the game, but that guy could have gotten the game from another person, and it could trickle down, I don't know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the big companies that are a bunch of bastards that are making garbage movies, garbage stuff, and whatnot, I could care less if their stuff gets pirated. Because it's getting to the point where they need to be losing a lot of money to finally wake up and get their head out of their butthole and start listening to people that actually cared about the community instead of like these fringe weirdos. You tell shift. You tell shift. So, gosh damn it. Excuse me. You tell shift up that Sony hates Asians and not work with them. But that was the other thing I brought up in a past show as well. How do you get developers or studios or whoever? How do you get them to a AAA budget but not have it be part of the AAA? You know, the Sony franchise and stuff. Like how do you do that? Because really, you're gonna have to go the indie route. And unfortunately, indie companies don't make a whole lot of money. I wish they would. Hats off to them. Anyway. So that rebutted Senior Policy Counsel at Public Knowledge, Meredith Rose, in a statement. We oppose any attempt to ram through censorious legislation developed entirely in secret without the public hearing the harsh consequences of this previously failed proposal. This needs to happen out in the open so that the public can see all the ways in which this proposal is fundamentally and irredeemably flawed, her statement added. Protecting free speech to some people comes with the false assumption we have to let piracy run wild and unabated. But while the practice may be on the rise and costs show business reported tens of billions, cracking down on it doesn't address the root problem. I agree with that, but it's come to the point where the companies have to lose these constant money to start listening to people being like, we don't care about the ideology. If you want to make an ideology movie, go ahead and make it. It fails. It doesn't sell. What is it? That Bro movie? Remember that Bro movie where they were hyping up and like all the gay actors and stuff were like super excited about this and it did terrible? There you go. Stop being a little bitch when it doesn't sell right. Or it doesn't make the money that you were hoping it would make, because no one cares about that. Because the only people who saw it are people who are just as extreme as you. How about remove AAA games entirely because being called AAA doesn't make it special? I guess. I mean, I'd be down for it to go back to like the 90s and early 2000s where you had all these companies, all these studios doing a bunch of different stuff. 90s were awesome. 90s, early 2000s were awesome. You could take chances and do stuff. And if it failed, it failed. At least you gave it a good shot. Half of it didn't go towards like marketing and stuff like that because it gave you just enough to make you want to go see it, you know? So the piracy in question on the rise is of streaming content, and this trend correlates with the rise in prices of streaming subscriptions. There you go. According to this professor guy, put it to Quartz, it's hard to get people to pay for something they know they can get for free. No, it's hard to pay. It's hard to get people to pay for something that you know that you're going to increase. You're giving them bullshit content, or the content that they request you to give, you don't make available to them. It's because of that. That's why they go to somewhere where they could get it for free. Or they could just get someone who has a copy of it and just copy it. And that's it. Then there's the eminent domain aspect to consider, where no personal ownership of the content exists. You don't keep what isn't yours, and the studio it all belongs to can yeet anything off their platform at their leisure. Yeah, exactly. That's why you go with physical media. People are denied, say, Westward or Space Ghost Ghost to Ghost. No, nice reference. Or physical media, and they want it bad enough. They're going to find ways to watch them no matter how many firewalls and barricades are in the way. Yep. But those are examples of old shows, you say. What about new stuff? Assuming that's a serious question, we know how that's working out for them, especially Disney. Oh, dude, I already know where I could find new stuff. Like, this is so fucking dumb. Not insulting the article or anything like that. But, dude, all you got to do is just go to Google and just type it up. It's not that hard to find new stuff. Never had there been more of a glut. Never has there been more of a glut in the offerings of IPs they own, such as Star Wars and Marvel. Moreover, never have there been greater complaints and disillusionment from fans over the quality and forced messaging layered deliberately within the programming. Yep, turning their backs, fans are shutting it off and canceling their Disney Plus bundles. Hollywood can't take them for granted anymore and may be faced with a more serious crisis soon, figuring out how to win the viewers back, assuming they care. They don't care. If not, and all signs says the content purveyors don't, then they literally have cooked their golden goose. Yep. That's why you can't control the internet. At the end of the day, someone's going to find a way, throwing a little rhyme there. Well, that's all I have for tonight's show. So that was pretty interesting. A lot of craziness happening. A lot of it, again, based on modding, like censorship and piracy, all stemming, again, from the same stuff of these companies don't care about the actual fan base. All they care about is pushing a specific ideology or listening to a bunch of weirdos and then blame the people who are saying you're not giving us what you want by saying, well, you're just XYZ. Stupid. It's retarded. And it doesn't sell. And hopefully a lot of companies are now waking up from it and realizing that, oh my gosh, we're losing money. Yeah, this is a problem. We got to fix this. That's all we can say. Thanks again for everyone for hanging out. You guys have a good rest of the night. Take care. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We were on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. Or not Twitch. Damn it. X. Keep getting too many. Well, it was Twitter, but now it's X. But whatever. But make sure to hit a like, hit the subscribe, turn on notifications to get notified when I go live. I've been playing Super Mario Tennis. Or not Super Mario Tennis, just Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color. Should be wrapping that up here soon. I'll probably start that off tomorrow. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show. You guys take care. God bless. Thanks for the support. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. And I need to go take my allergy medication. Wait, how did I click that? Oh, wait, never mind. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, you guys. See ya. Take care. Peace.